in the league, so even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Second down, Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a cornerback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 18. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Christian Kirksey coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. Buying time to his left. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. Give him 30 yards there. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Gone.
Here's a first down run with Collins. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Second down, Collins. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, and they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Drops it underneath for Collins. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game. I
think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Big run with Collins, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Jackson from the shotgun. Shoves him aside. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. This is caught and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another 1st down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
No, Jack, Patriot! Patriot!
They'll run for it with Montgomery. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
On second down, here's Jackson, escaping the pressure right. They'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. So offensively on this drive, 2 of 2 on 3rd downs, and now they face a 3rd and inches.
Lucky 56.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. More from Cleveland after this. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. This is the most important of them all, 3rd and goal. And with the play clock getting closer to 0, John Harbaugh is going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll try one for it with Collins. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Football going back to the Cleveland Browns here. All right, let's take a peek back at last season. 7-8-1. You mentioned it earlier. They were a few breaks away from being a playoff team. Hard to believe. But now you go into the offseason for the first time in a long time, Charles, with expectations going into next year.
And how excited is everyone to actually have expectations rather than being the laughing stock of the NFL? You just mentioned they went 7-8-1, 0-16 in 2017, so everyone will take that. But you're right. What's the next step? With Baker Mayfield at quarterback, they believe they can contend for a playoff spot next year.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll begin the drive with Collins. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They go play action with Jackson. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Well, as they get ready for this next drive, we shift our attention to a little Super Bowl conversation. The 3rd time that the Super Bowl, Charles, is going to be played in Atlanta, and the Patriots had 35,000 folks come out in Foxborough before departing for a little rally.
How about that? You would think that would be a fan base where it might be a little bit blasé about the whole thing because they seem to go just about every year. But they continue to use their rallying cry. They hate us because they ain't.
They got his man complete. A gain of 32 that time. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
They go play action here on 1st down. Now he's flushed out left. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Going to the air again with Mayfield, eluding the pressure right. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. And his kick is indeed good. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Here comes Montgomery now to return it. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Now he'll let it go deep left side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
All right, now, look at 56.
They go play action now. Jackson. Looking deep for Crabtree. And this will be caught at the 30. A gain of 39 that time.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for first and 10. This is Collins on the handoff. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Emmanuel Agba there on the stop.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
On third down, Jackson. And he's got Snead. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
No, check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Gun! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. Flushed, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Mayfield to throw it. That is caught. It's Perriman. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3-and-out. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a first down and more. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. 34 yards there and a first down.
You know what's really hard for a big-time running back? Is patience. Being able to hang in there when the runs aren't there, when you're taking some hits early in the game. But this drive, oh, he's come alive, and in a big way. Now he's starting to gallop.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Mayfield on play action. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Damian Ratley, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. A diving catch for the score. He laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box, touchdown.
This is fielded at the goal line. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for the Ravens. 64 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Now it's Jackson. And it's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. They get it to him running left. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have. And they'll
got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews from 10 yards out. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Mayfield
going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Detroit!
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Detroit!
Mayfield off the play fake. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. On 3rd down, Mayfield escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. Johnson was the intended receiver.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Ray Armstrong in there to sack him for a loss of 6. A give left side to Collins. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. Able to pick up a healthy chunk of yards, 7-yard gain, but a tough 3rd and 9 upcoming. Here's Jackson to throw. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Here's Jackson. Eluding, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jamie Collins not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now Tucker to add the PAT. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, a nice spin. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And Callaway taking it in left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. A 1st down throw from Mayfield. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Mayfield. And his throw here's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And again, it's Mayfield. Flush to his right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Another costly turnover, their second of this second half. And earlier when I asked you your keys to the second half, you said, hey, it may be trite, but I think it's turnovers. That's coming to fruition.
It certainly is, and let's face it, they named the game after it, right? So isn't it the most important thing?
But it's football.
Exactly. They named the game for it. Take care of it.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Tried to get it to Willie Snead there. That'll bring up second down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. The Ravens on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Jackson caught right side and Snead. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is fielded at the 27. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
He's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Here's Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Ravens have got it.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Jackson's going to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Following the interception, Mayfield flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And oh, at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to Chubb, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
A little surprising they wouldn't go for two, but this is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
On second down, Montgomery. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? Well, where is the A-gap? It's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double A-gap blitz, there's two guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A-gap wasn't open for the defense to exploit. The offensive line took care of it, protected it, and moved the defensive guys out of the way to allow for that nice run.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Jackson to throw. Rolling to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Here's Jackson. And he's going to go down again.
I got so much beef, I could barely sleep.